I always have movie quotes in my head. Never back down. Gotta give the people what they want.
What is that from?
Great movie.
It is a great movie.
Real quick, I'm just going to make this note for people, anybody watching this stream, which no one currently is, but whoever is watching this recording and they start from the beginning, we are going to record about 30 minutes right now of chapters 24 to 27. And then we have to break for about an hour, and then we're going to come back and then start the recording up again on a completely different live stream. I think I can do that in the save live stream somehow, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So we're just going to cut this recording and then record another time in about an hour, which is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So just so everyone knows that, but all right. I don't even know what the first question is going to be yet. Man, there was so much in these chapters.
What
chapter are you looking
at? The pictures
there,
now.
Jen?
That was 26.
Oh.
The picture, I'm thinking it's something that he digested.
And I didn't show you guys this, but this is the
Gilly
cover.
Weed,
I'm
nice.
sure you guys saw this at a glance. This is the cover of the
I didn't.
illustrated version. So this isn't.
That
this
would
is not
gave
for first-time
away.
readers. This is for people who are
Seasoned readers.
established, seasoned readers.
Yep.
Give everything away,
Wow.
just like.
There's a full dragon on the cover.
That's amazing.
But it's also just
Hungarian
like the
horntail.
cover for the audiobook, which I showed.
Yeah.
Danny
absurd that they
finally
did
got
that.
to see it.
Can't believe they did that. That's insane to me.
Well, I'm glad we're creating content for the first-time readers out there. None of the other content seems to be.
Yeah.
That was good.
We got our oak matured mead right here too. It's delicious.
Oh,
Another
that's what
Hagrid.
this picture is too. That's his dad. That's Hagrid holding his dad on the chapter cover.
Oh, like a family picture.
I couldn't
yeah.
figure.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know what that was for so
Yeah.
long.
It's a strange little picture.
Yeah, I
cute,
feel like
though.
I actually saw that one. Oh. Yeah.
Well, never mind.
Which chapter was that?
My mind went to like how big was his mom, and then how little was his dad. I'm like,
Oh, Jen.
Which chapter was that?
24. Sorry, 24.
How does that work? That was actually one of my questions. How did that work?
That was not one of your questions.
Apparently, I'm obsessed about butts or something like that. So it was
I
probably
mean,
one of my
apparently,
questions.
it's all true.
Hold on. How about we'll open with this? Because this is one of the most ridiculous things ever. How creepy is Myrtle in these chapters?
I know,
Very
watching the
creepy.
guys
Very.
undress, but I closed my eyes. Like,
Yeah,
How
she was
old
peeking.
is Myrtle too? And when you
Yeah.
become a ghost, are you trapped at that age?
Yep.
If she's high school Myrtle still and no
She
mental
wants to
maturity,
say.
okay, I can give it to her in a weird way. But it's
Never
also just so weird because she's very old
Yeah.
and just not telling people she's there. What'd she say to Harry? Usually I don't say anything.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Usually
Such
she's
a
just watching the
creeper.
prefects take
Yeah.
baths.
Yeah.
That is weird.
So
That whole
bizarre.
bathroom is a little strange too.
And now I'm starting to get weird vibes about the prefects in general.
Yeah.
It's like, that's like a
a little
strange
cult
thing.
community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a mermaid. Like, what is she?
Well, why is the
even
bath so big? Are they all
doing?
bathing together?
Yeah, that's my thought. Yeah.
It just-
Are they all bathing
that's the
together?
part that feels
Is
weird.
it and it's co-ed?
I guess
Yeah.
when you're a prefect, you can do things like that.
Oh, you're just have it.
Even the
Have fun,
mermaid
kids.
painting, you're right. Because it's like
It
you
was
just
a
got this
little bit,
mermaid
like sensual,
watching
like,
people
Yeah.
while they bathe. Like, I don't want a painting watching me while I bathe.
We
It's
got
just
that. We
weird.
got Myrtle. We got kids bathing together.
Yeah,
just not
it's a
good.
whole thing.
And then
and it's really
bizarre.
deep. The tub,
yeah. And Harry's doing laps in it.
and there's tons of different soaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck are these
Really
prefects doing
foamy.
there?
It makes you float.
And then even
Oh,
how
magic
insane Myrtle is not only creepy, but she is actually insane. That one girl came in to the bathroom because
Oh,
she
yeah.
said,
What
"Oh,
happened?
like
I
Myrtle, Professor so and so wants me to come check on you. Are you still in here?"
Yeah.
And just because she came to check on her, Myrtle got so mad and haunted that girl.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that girl had to get essentially a restraining
I
order
know.
from the Ministry of
So
Magic because
crazy.
Myrtle
Oh my
kept haunting her everywhere she went. That's why Myrtle is back in the castle. How ridiculous is she? Like, are you kidding me?
Wait. So was that girl the one who did Myrtle die because of her? Was that the thing? Like
Maybe.
that girl was gonna come in and check in on her, but didn't find her, and then left, and that's why she died or something.
No, because she was dead.
she was already dead.
She was already
But
dead.
that girl, did that girl find her?
I guess she was the girl that found
Yeah,
the dead
wasn't
body.
it?
That's a weird
Because you
reason
said the
to haunt
teacher
somebody.
sent. Who was it?
Yeah, I
Whoever
forgot
sent
to
I
go
was
look
trying-
at the teacher, and I
Yeah.
forgot the student. Well, I
Yeah.
wrote that down.
But then
somewhere.
I
They
thought
sent her and
was
she
like,
found
was
her.
it had nothing to do with how she died or anything like that. Like this was just a random girl. That's why at first I got confused. I was like, wait, was it someone tied to like her story?
I forgot who she said
Or-
in the second book who was the one that made fun of her and that she was in the bathroom crying because of it.
Oh.
Because that was so it might have been the same person. I got to look that up. But
Then that would make more
yeah,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
still.
just some random other person that walks in that's checking on her and then she haunts that
Right.
person. Absurd. That is actual insanity right there. It's also terrifying for that person. I feel bad for them.
I'm not that creeped out by Myrtle in general.
You wouldn't mind her watching.
Well, she just
you?
seems so much better than
In the
Peeves.
bath.
I'm just like, I'd rather have
Really?
Myrtle
Comparing.
around than Peeves. Peeves is like touching stuff and throwing water balloons and like he seems more
that's
like
mischief.
dangerous. That's mischief too, but like it feels like there's more to it. With Myrtle, she's not like
like
really
that's
messing
what
with anything.
she's a little
Although all
pervy.
the wailing, well, a little pervy, but I think.
But guys don't seem to care. I feel like. Do you?
I don't think that's true, but I feel like, oh man, this is weird. But the perviness goes
Speculation.
down when she's a ghost. I feel like that's just a thing, you know?
No way.
It
That
goes.
makes her more.
Wait, the level of perversion.
Like I'm
Goes
more creeped out by
down.
Moody with his eye and being able to look through
Yeah.
clothing
True.
than I am Myrtle because I'm like, she's a ghost. Like whatever.
See, I'm not.
What is she
I
gonna
don't-
do?
What is she gonna do exactly? And also like. She's seen it all by now. She's been around for what?
But
literally
so has
years in the
Because she
Moody.
just sits
Literally.
there and watches them.
and she's in the toilets. Like
But
she's
maybe
getting
she
bad
didn't-
angles.
She wanted to learn. She never got to grow up, so she's like, "What does this look like?"
She likes the butts.
She knows very clearly because she's hanging out in the prefect's bathroom watching them all bathe, watching Harry bathe. Usually she doesn't talk, but she
It
really
might
likes
not
Harry, so.
just
Hmm.
nothing.
She is kind of flirting. She's spitting game.
Oh, she is.
She definitely has a crush on Harry.
Have ghosts
She's so
ever married
creepy.
humans?
How would that work?
I don't know.
We
I
talked
have
about
no
how,
idea.
how
They can't
Hagrid's dad and
breathe.
Hagrid's mom is working. How does a ghost and a normal person? How does that happen? How does that work?
Maybe it would be kind of romantic. It's like a long courting period
Yeah,
until
we're not talking about the same thing.
somebody
Harry.
dies, and then you can both be ghosts together.
Oh, very romantic.
A
Oh,
long,
you took a sweet side.
What were you thinking?
I'm not saying.
Do you think
John
that you're sidestepping that question onto ghosts still? Do you think that ghosts don't like being ghosts? Do you ever think that they regret being ghosts? Because in the death day party, they were talking about food and like there was a rotting smell, and he's like, "Oh, you can almost taste it." Do you ever think that they don't want to be ghosts anymore, and they just don't have an option?
well,
they're
they
ghosts?
didn't, right? They don't have an option, do they?
I
Doesn't
feel
seem
like
like
they
so.
did because one thing kind of hinted at it. Maybe I'm just inserting my own thoughts about it. I don't remember, but it felt like you would stop becoming a ghost at some point.
When you
How?
accomplish something.
Yeah,
that
like
you
I thought
didn't
there was
finish.
something.
That's right.
Yeah, like
I'm
the reason
making
you
that up.
became a ghost is because you were holding on to something so tightly when you died. Maybe.
So what is Myrtle holding on to?
I don't know.
Grudge.
A
At first,
grudge?
it was to haunt
Perversion.
the girl or whatever.
Oh my gosh. She's having too
Yeah.
much fun.
She's holding on to her adolescence. She needs to let that go. She needs to mature
Well, she
up.
never
as a
grew
ghost.
up, so I guess
I
that
know.
makes sense.
Hmm.
There is a sense to it where the ghosts are ghosts because they couldn't let go of something. But I don't think it's to the point where if they do let go of that as ghosts, they cease being ghosts.
Hmm.
It seems like they are ghosts, and they will be ghosts for.
But
all
you had a
eternity.
decision in that? Like, you can go
Yeah, well,
to
how do you think that works?
heaven or hell, or you can become a ghost?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm thinking of like in Pirates of the Caribbean where they can't taste food anymore. When in the first one they're like turning into skeletons in the moonlight, and he's like complaining that he can't taste food or experience love, and he's like hates that, and that is the whole purpose of his life is to get away from that. Captain Barbossa and the rest of his pirates. But I feel like that would make sense. Or I almost spoiled the end of Good Place. Yeah, great show. I enjoyed that. And there was a point in the show.
Clearly, there's
though-
a ghost in that show somewhere.
Well, like where they had like so much of a good thing, but because it didn't have an ending, they were like, it loses a little something. And
Oh.
we won't get into the theological commentary they're making, but like just the idea of, I feel like it'd be rough for a ghost if there was no end, no purpose, no goal, no time. Like, every person you meet as a ghost, except other ghosts, is going to die eventually. Yeah. So that's like kind of sad. So what does a ghost want?
Or Ghost with Demi Moore and
I never saw that.
Patrick Swayze?
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never seen the movie, but
Isn't there some pottery scene or something?
yeah,
like that?
that's all
really
I know.
steamy. That's the
Pottery
only thing I know.
Because that was from like
Whoopi
Community or
Goldberg's in
something.
it
That's
and
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg. Wow.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ghosts. Yeah, ghosts are strange in Harry Potter. I feel like
They have a purpose.
yeah,
But then they can
definitely have a
disappear.
purpose. There are too many of them to not.
But then the poltergeist Peeves.
Well, that's why I don't understand.
That
He
one I don't
became
get.
much more
still,
of a main
even though
character
you
in this
explained it, but I don't
book.
get
Yeah.
it. So.
He's not a ghost at all, and that's what one of our subredditors is saying. He's just like the energy of the students all combined in mass. I think I would. Peeves is annoying, but he's like just mischievous. He doesn't have.
Like
I think
starting
ill
to
intent.
realize that. I think,
But
the whole Filch
Myrtle
thing.
is.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the heck?
She was helping Harry though.
I don't know
She
why
helps-
Harry wasn't being more like, oh wow, I've got an ally here. This is great. She's literally exploring all this whole area, all these pipes, whatever, and she starts giving him hints. I'm like, ask her to go do some.
And then she
reconnaissance
really
for you.
helps him.
Yeah.
In the task.
So it felt like a missed opportunity when Harry just kind of let that one go by. I'm like, tell her to scout it out and come back and ask for more information or like plan to meet up later when the task starts.
That's an interesting one too. I think Professor Binns is probably the most brilliant entity on Earth, right? He's been around for so
whoa.
long. He probably knows so much about magic history. He probably just goes to his office and studies, and then
You're right.
he has an attorney to do that. Do you think ever the students are going to tap into the knowledge of the ghosts? Like, because Myrtle, I mean, she's an immature, but she's got knowledge.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it
just
feels
sit
like they
down
don't
and talk to
respect it.
them and
Yeah.
be like, give me everything you know.
Yeah. Do you ever think they're going to do that with Nearly Headless Nick or the Bloody Baron or?
I don't know if they would think to. Maybe Hermione would think to.
They completely dismiss it,
Yeah.
and that's what's frustrating.
Yeah.
Even Harry in this moment, I'm yelling at the book. Ask her more questions. Like, she must know so much about this castle. And that would be true for all the ghosts.
Yeah, for sure.
But they don't really seem to care about it. Not sure why.
Anyway, we'll talk about that more. But welcome to our podcast. I'm John,
Jen,
Danny?
And Kristen.
and this is Harry Potter and the First Time Readers.
12%.
Really?
gonna drink out of the bottle?
Good, good. I'll start knocking this back.
Just like, wait.
It's good. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
The black currant,
It really is
though,
tasty. Yeah, black.
I
currant is
liked it
great.
a lot.
Yeah,
Cheers, listeners, or no one there.
you're gonna hear us. You're gonna hear us
The Alpha
drinking.
Wolf Gang.
Were you eating an apple last podcast?
No,
Or chips?
probably.
Popcorn, maybe
Popcorn.
popcorn.
There was some chewing going on.
Because I heard some chewing.
You heard. I don't listen.
But it
I
was so
try to
funny.
back up.
It was so funny. I loved it.
Oh,
Because you would just like
that was popcorn.
every once in a while we just hear Jen chewing, and all of a sudden she'd like throw in a comment. Whenever we heard her chewing, she's like, "Oh,
That
she's
was
riling
after
up
my
right
work.
now."
That was after my work dinner.
Yeah, that was so great.
That's why. I like inhaled that popcorn.
You and Wes both.
Wes loved it too. Okay, chapter 24, the egg in the eye. Let's try to speed through this because we have
Wait,
a
didn't
lot
we
of
skip
stuff.
something or no?
Yeah, Tony, as soon as we did the intro, goes insert music here,
Yeah.
which is
Nice.
my editorial note. Thank you very much. Did we skip what?
I thought readers. Wait.
No, we did Reedus. Oh no, sorry, I mislabeled the chapters. Reedus Skeeter Scoop. You're right. Sorry for
Okay.
stressing you out.
Yeah. Thank you. I was
She's
like,
like, wait.
I re-listened
Hold
to an
on.
extra chapter twice that we weren't even going to cover.
What is the summary of this chapter?
Oh, I didn't do summaries. Kristen, you want to handle the summaries
Oh,
this
no.
time?
Hold on. Let me just.
Well, I know that the main theme, like the title, is that this is the article Rita wrote. So this is the chapter where the article comes out, the one that hates on Hagrid.
Dumbledore's
And
giant
Moody.
mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she first, the title of that article hates on Dumbledore. Then she has like a little paragraph about Moody being a bad choice. And then really the core of the article brings it around to Hagrid and saying how he's a bad care of magical creatures teacher.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else? Oh, there was a lot more that
And
happened.
not only a
but that was
bad care of
just like-
magical creatures teacher, he's dangerous.
He's dangerous, yes.
Oh, right.
Like the article was like kind of about his teaching, but it was more so like this person is a dangerous person because he's a half giant. Half giants are terrible.
Yep. Outing him like that, not cool.
yeah.
But this starts off with Harry reluctantly he doesn't take Cedric's advice, and he's very reluctant about taking that. Is he stupid?
Yes.
Or is he smart?
No.
I feel like he has to be skeptical a little bit. No.
I felt like it was coming from a place of pride.
Explain that.
Oh yeah.
Explain the why he's being skeptical and explain why it's coming from pride. Ready, go.
You can go first.
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like because Cedric took Cho to the ball, he was like, I'm not going to take his advice. It was just, to me, it was petty. And he was like, I'm not going to take his advice just because I'm jealous. And I'm like, sit down, get off your pride and jealousy, and take the advice because you clearly don't know what's going on. I don't know. It annoyed me.
I can see that. I thought it was more like Harry's finally, like, his ranking has gone up. He was not the underdog anymore because he did so well in the dragon task that Cedric could be this really nice guy, but, like, he might want to be tripping him up somehow because he actually saw how good Harry might potentially be at these tasks, and Harry's a lot younger than him. Maybe he does want to, like, you know, throw a little wrench in there and make him do something ridiculous or set him up. And then he just got over the whole, like, Harry stinks kind of thing and those buttons. So I was wondering if he was afraid, okay, I'm going to be trapped. I'm going to go into this tub thing and, like, maybe the whole school will find out about this little task that he had me do and I'll get made fun of again and be on, like, the outs again with everyone at Hogwarts. So that's what I was thinking.
So I think his motive, I think you nailed it with his motive. I think Jen's point is really interesting too, because if you think about, if you eliminate his motive of just his pettiness at Cedric for being able to take Cho rather than it, someone still wants to kill Harry. Harry's smart for not taking advice from anybody. The only people he should really take advice for are Ron,
Cedric?
are Ron, probably Hermione. Dumbledore would never give him advice. Moody's probably a good person to take advice from.
Is he, though?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Maybe we'll talk about that.
We're definitely going to talk about it in the next chapter.
We'll get there. Yeah, that's essentially what I meant. We'll get there. Is he? He's an interesting dude. Cedric, he sees him. He's inching ahead in the standings. And there's a possibility that whoever is trying to kill Harry got to Cedric. We learned about the Imperious curse of controlling someone. Could someone possibly be controlling even Cedric for what he does? And saying,
That's
go
even
take it.
But in that case, you can't trust Ron and Hermione.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, because they already know that they're so close. Oh, gosh.
Like, I feel like if someone was going to do that, they'd take them.
Yeah.
And in these chunk of chapters, we learned about truth serum as well. So another reason to just not trust anybody, because Ron and Hermione are great, but what if someone hits them with a truth serum and then they're making them tell some of Harry's secrets? So it's kind of like...
And you mentioned that a few podcasts a long time ago.
Okay.
You were talking about something. You were like, I wonder if they could, like, make a potion that makes you, like, you know, spill the beans or tell the truth or something like that. And I was like, just wait till before Danny.
It's so weird that he just leaves it on his person at all times.
Yeah.
It's either really valuable or he was using that thing. So I'm like, that's just weird. Just like right in his pocket.
I feel like there's definitely some potions that you just
there's so many things.
keep on you at all times for, like, the sheer value that they have.
It's like
I think
his
that's what
pocket knife version of a pocket
Seriously,
knife.
Yep. Makes sense.
That's actually a great analogy.
They always have it on them.
Yeah.
Never know what you need it for.
or the whatever the cream things. I don't know.
What you got?
12% right there.
The canaries, yes.
Canary cream.
cream.
The cream thing.
Exactly. You need a whole fanny pack full of, like, all the things you could ever imagine. You just pull it out. I want to be a canary for a second.
Yeah.
Or if Harry wants to be a shark or whatever else, if he was going to take Crumb's move.
Yeah, seriously. Fred and George are just great right here.
Yeah.
They are so cool. I love them as characters. In this chapter and then the next chapter, we learn that Dumbledore secured 2 jobs for 2 people who maybe shouldn't have gotten jobs. Snape is one. We'll talk about that probably for a long time later. But he secured one for Hagrid. Hagrid was expelled. Why do you think he secured a job for Hagrid?
Well, he has no one else. His parents are like his dad died. His mom left. He was still young. So he got expelled. What, third year? How old are you then? Like, is that 15?
Yeah, maybe younger.
Young. Yeah. So like, what? Where is he supposed to go?
Yeah.
I feel like he's giving a second chance for that.
Yeah. I feel like to Dumbledore, it's more than just a job. It's like he's caring about the people. I guess when it comes to Hagrid, maybe.
So you
I don't
guys
know.
I mean, we have to compare and contrast this. So Snape, we talk about Snape a little bit later. But Dumbledore, do we trust Dumbledore, yes or no?
Yeah.
As of now,
Yeah.
yes.
He's one of the
Yes.
few
No.
people I actually
Yeah.
trust.
So we don't trust Snape, but this is a line that always gets used in the book. Dumbledore trusts Snape. So do we trust Snape, or he just seems still so shady?
Well, and it's the same thing with Quirrell, Lockhart. These are people that Dumbledore, in theory, trusts.
Yeah,
He
good
trusted
point.
them enough to bring them into Hogwarts and put them in charge of students. And look what happened. So, yes, I trust Dumbledore as a person, but his like stamp of approval does not mean that much to me. And even Moody, like we've got Dumbledore's stamp of approval and a couple other people, including Sirius and the Weasleys. And I'm like, I don't know if I really fully trust Moody. So I go back and forth. But yeah, the Dumbledore stamp of approval is questionable.
Yeah.
But maybe is that just thrown around like he trusts him because they're trying to like hide something?
Well, yeah,
too?
everyone keeps saying that, but like I don't fully get like why they're saying that. Like we see, yeah, Dumbledore trusts him like in a sense, but I'm like, what have we actually seen that is Dumbledore putting tangible trust in Snape more than making him a teacher? You know, like
He's
that's
also
something.
like the house.
Yeah, okay. He's
What
in
do
charge
they
of the
call?
house. Yeah.
In charge. Yeah. But it's Slytherin too, so maybe
right.
I don't know.
So that's
Sorry, Tony.
good and bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Snape one is an interesting one. We'll get there in the next few chapters because it's kind of, I think it's.
But I do agree, like what you were saying though with Dumbledore. I feel like it's like
Yeah.
he allows people, even if he doesn't fully trust their intentions, they're under his watch. So even if they aren't, you know, maybe it's questionable, he's there. So like if anything does go astray, they're under his watch and he's gonna take care of it. Maybe.
Yeah, better
But
for
is
them
that
to be closer to
what's
him
trust? I don't know.
than elsewhere. Maybe like better for them to be closer to him. So
Right,
he
like
can
keep
take
your
care of it,
enemies
Yeah.
like you were saying.
closer
Yes.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. But then there's kids involved, so
Well,
that's
yeah,
weird
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Hogwarts
that's actually a
is
really
supposed to be
interesting
the
point.
safest place, so you know.
Yeah, Hogwarts is the safest place.
but then he
maybe
knows
Snape
what's
is,
going on.
Yeah. Maybe Snape is incredibly dangerous, and that's why Dumbledore does really keep him
Or
close.
maybe Dumbledore knows something else is up with Snape, and he's like, you know what? When he starts doing this, I know like what's gonna happen next. Only because the last chapter, or not the last.
I can't wait to get to the last chapter. I'm so excited. To
Well,
talk about
even
that.
no, the egg and the eye one, I was stuck on that one for
Yeah,
a
there's
long
so much
time.
good stuff in there.
What did Aberforth do to a goat?
That was my last question.
That was weird.
Where was
Dumbledore's brother.
Yeah.
Aberforth on 454.
So there are hilarious interviews with that.
Inappropriate
Oh, that's so
stuff
funny.
with a goat. It says something like that.
Like without fail, JK will get this question all the time from young fans. It's
Are you
almost
serious?
becoming a running gag.
That is
So
funny.
there was one time, it's a really popular time. I'll send you the video of it. Someone asked her this on like just they were in the aisle, and you know it was a massive group of people, and this kid steps up and asks, "What was Aberforth doing with a goat?" Probably parents put him up to it.
Way.
And she looks at him and goes, "How old are you?"
No.
And says, "I can't." And I think she says like, "I'm not going to talk about it right here, but maybe when your parents get older or something like that, they can talk about it."
That's
Wait, do you
like
have it?
something
hilarious.
absurd.
Yeah.
Can you read it?
So Hagrid is basically talking about what he did. He's feeling bad after the article. And then Dumbledore basically says, like, people will get over it. It's fine. He says, my brother Aberforth was prosecuted for practicing inappropriate charms on a goat. It was all over the papers. But did Aberforth hide? No, he did not. He held his head high and went about his business as usual. Of course, I'm not entirely sure he can read, so that may not have been bravery.
That was
So
good.
it's such a funny dynamic.
And such polar opposites.
I know.
Hmm.
It is such a. It is
Well,
such
do
a
we know
strange little
Dumbledore can
occurrence.
read? I don't know.
Yeah, can Dumbledore?
I mean, he knows spells, so he has to read,
Yeah, I
no?
guess.
Or you just
But
memorize
so did
it?
Aberforth.
Well, yeah.
Dumbledore is an interesting guy too, even for that. Like, as he thinks of that of his brother, he's not even sure if his brother can read or not. I know he's probably saying this all joking.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like a funny little note, but I wonder what his relationship is with his brother, Aberforth, and where his brother is at the moment. Do you think Dumbledore has other siblings?
Well, it seems like he could. But it just says my brother, so.
Yeah.
I feel
didn't
like
think so,
can't
but
all the wizards just have like tons of kids like the Weasleys? No?
Maybe there's some magical way. That's how Hagrid got born. Because
Maybe they don't have to actually give birth. Well, oh gosh.
There has to be some magic involved. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe. No, never mind.
And on that note, we're gonna cut the podcast right here. We're gonna come back in an hour. Anybody online, we have to cut here really quickly. We're gonna come back in an hour because we got to run out real quick, and then we'll be back in an hour, and we'll finish up this recording of 24 to 27 when we get there. So we'll get a whole new stream too. So we'll see you guys.
See you
then.
soon.
Whole new world.
A whole new world.
Can you sing that for us? That's where we'll be.
references a lot on this podcast.
This is my favorite mead, actually. I'm sending it.
I just looked at the phone and I was like,
A whole new stream too. So we'll see you guys.
Oh gosh, that you caught that. I thought I was done.
Of course.
One of